Hey beloveds, I'm Jerome Braggs, spiritual teacher at Intuitive Medium. And I want to talk to you about something today that came up in a conversation I had with a friend of mine this weekend. I went to brunch with a friend of mine this past weekend. She was kind of upset. She was angry. She was kind of feeling disempowered, and she was feeling a bit sad. She had a conversation with a friend of hers, a close friend of hers. And she was revealing something. She was being very vulnerable. She was dealing with something that she was going through, that she was having problems with. She was a little bit crying while she was talking to her friend about this. And after she shared it with her friend immediately went into, you try to control everything in your life, that's what's going on. The problem is you're a control freak, pretty much. And my friend accepted it, and she said, thank you for being honest with me, and thank you for, your opinion and your awareness on that. But what she really felt was she felt disempowered, she felt rejected, and she felt like her friend wasn't listening. And her friend was listening, but like that response, something about that response didn't feel well with her. And when she was talking to me, she wanted to talk about it, a little bit about, one, did I feel like she really was a control freak, but really about why did she feel that way when her friend was being honest with her about that situation. And what I want to talk to you about is exactly what happened in that situation with my friend. It's exactly what I used to do many years ago with my friends. And what I see in a lot of relationships today, whether they're friendships or they're intimate relationships or whatever, and that's what's called spiritual bypass. What spiritual bypass is anytime we immediately bypass being present with somebody when they're being vulnerable with us and being very transparent with us, and we bypass just holding the space of love and go straight into trying to fix the problem. We go straight into what the spiritual solution for the problem is. So it may be, if you're a student of law of attraction, you may say, well, how did you attract this to yourself? Or, you may have said exactly what her friend said, you're trying to control everything or anything like that. And that may very well be exactly what the person is going through and exactly the solution that may lead them out of their situation. But it's not the time. And here's the thing, when we are in space with people that we love, when we are sharing space, our primary responsibility as souls in human lives, as human beings, our primary responsibility when we are with someone is to be the experience and the presence of love. To be the experience and the presence and the energy of love. And love, one, is unconditional, so it's not judging, it's not comparing, it's not trying to fix, it's accepting. Love is a healing energy. And more importantly, love is a safe space. So before you get into trying to fix the individual's problem, think, is what you're about to do providing them a safe space? Do they feel safe with what you're about to say to share more? What happened was my friend didn't feel it safe enough anymore to share with her friend because she felt like she was being attacked. She felt like she was being judged, and she felt like her friend had immediately made her wrong. And that's exactly what happens. Again, it may have been exactly what was going on with her. But how we say it and when we say it makes all the difference. The first responsibility we have is to be a safe space for our loved ones, to be vulnerable, to be transparent, and to work things out for themselves. When we start to go straight into spiritual bypass and start to try to fix and start to try to solve something for them, what we're actually saying is, one, we start to judge them. We start to say they don't have the wisdom or the capability to work this out for themselves, so we need to fix it for them. And so we already know that's not true. As a soul, we all have access to infinite wisdom and divine intelligence and power and healing. None of us has more access to it than the other. None of us has less access to the other. Sometimes we just need the space to work through that on our own. So are you providing that space for your loved one in that moment? The second thing that happens is you judge them. You judge that when you say, one, they don't have the capability to work this out on their own. I need to fix that. You come into savior mode, and you think they're a victim, and you're a savior, and you're trying to save them. The other thing that you do is that when you immediately go into that, you're not in the space of love. You go into judgment. You go into thinking that you know what's best for them instead of knowing that their soul knows what's best for them and how to work that out. And you just need to be present and to listen and to love and to hold the space. There's so much power that happens when we hold a loving space for people to be vulnerable and transparent. You'll find they come to their solutions on their own. They come to their solutions on their own. I found this many, many times with talking to people, even in my coaching practice. Sometimes people will come to me looking for me to give the solutions, and oftentimes I'll just let them speak through something and hold the space. And before we know it, before they even ended their last sentence, they can have an aha, and they're like, this is what this is about, isn't it? You know, there's a power when we hold a loving space that allows people to experience love, allows people to connect with the love within them, and get the wisdom they need. Now, if they ask your opinion, that's a whole nother thing. Once my friend asked me my opinion on it, I gave her my opinion. You know, I gave her my opinion after I held the space, after I allowed her to express what she needed, and hold a space of love and non-judgment. Afterwards, she asked me what my real opinion was, and I told her. And I didn't think she was a controlling person. I thought actually she wasn't trusting that her life was working out well, that the universe was on her side more. And then instead of, trying to control everything, she was just really afraid. And that, again, can you be the space of love first before you try to solve or fix anything? Can you be the space of love first? I know I feel really well when I have gone to people and I have just needed to vent, or I needed to be transparent, or I needed to cry or something, and I didn't want anybody to immediately try to fix me, or to try to tell me what was wrong with me. I just needed somebody to love me, to be present, and to listen. Try that the next time your friends come to you with an issue or a problem or a vulnerability or transparency. Try to be the energy and the presence of love first, and watch how that changes things. And I know many of you are saying this, so this is the last little bit I want to give you here, that if your friend is continuously coming to you with the same problem over and over and over again, and you're tired of it, and you're drained, that's a whole other situation. That's the call for you to be able to stand, create your healthy boundaries and honor them and honor your own energy. So if you know that you're talking to somebody, this is the 15th time you've talked about something and you're tired of it, you need to voice that. You need to voice that, hey, can we either change the subject on this, or hey, this is the 15th time we've talked about this. And I really honestly honor your feelings. You don't have to be drained, and you don't have to continue to repeat a conversation over and over and over if you do not want to. But again, the first responsibility of friendship, the first responsibility of being a human being on the planet, is to be the experience and the energy and the presence of love first. So how can you do that the next time you and your friends have a conversation? How can you ask for that the next time you're having a conversation with your friends? And you need to be the one that's vulnerable and transparent. And don't do spiritual bypass. Don't go jump right over into fixing and into the spiritual solution. And into the spiritual practice, go into, well, you need to meditate more, you need to do yoga, or, you need to forgive. Immediately listen, open your heart, and be a safe space. And then if they want your opinion, they will ask for it. I hope this helps you. I hope this sheds some light on a little bit of something I see that just really makes people, because when you're the victim of spiritual bypass, when that is something that has been done to you, you often feel disempowered. You feel angry, and that can build resentment if it continues to happen. And it can end relationships. I've seen it in friendships. I've seen it in marriages. I've seen it in all kinds of business partnerships. So don't spiritual bypass. Open your heart. Listen. Be the space of love first. And then offer advice when it's asked. I'm Jerome Braggs. Hopefully this has helped you in your life. Until next time, I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it.